Morning, everyone. My name is Brianna Bell, and I am Director of Program Operations and Advancement.
We are excited to have you here today as we celebrate the culmination of 20 years of support, advocacy, and love for the youth community in foster care. This is a dream realized through dedicated commitment to our youth and young adults.
At the Hay Center, Youth Voice is the center of everything we do. It is our responsibility to ensure that every youth has the resources and support they need as they transition out of foster care into adulthood. And it is a responsibility that we do not take lightly. Over the years, our youth have influenced every aspect of our programming, and this campus is a beautiful result of our youth's voices being heard.
We would like to thank our team, those past and present, volunteers, our donors, community partners, supporters, but most importantly, we'd like to thank our youth and young adults for trusting us with their goals. Joining us today is one of those young adults, and we'd like to invite Zachary Birdwell to share his story.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here today and share my experience with the Hay Center. I've been receiving services on and off since I was 16. When I first took my life skills class at the time, I really didn't think much of it, and I didn't pay attention to it because honestly, what 16-year-old would really care, right? Now, at this point, I'm 23, and I realize, looking back on it, everything that they were trying to teach me was only to prepare me for everything that I would face in life, with or without support, you know? It was all meant to help me become a successful adult, not just another statistic, because that is the biggest fear of foreign foster care kids, is that they'll end up homeless, or they'll end up as single mothers, or they'll end up in jail. And that's what the PALS program and Hay Center is there to help them become adults, as well as functioning members of society that have goals and that want to achieve those goals. There was a period when I wasn't taking advantage of the Hay Center services. When I decided I didn't want to go to college, they were there for me. I'm now attending Lone Star North Harris and working full time. I'm able to pay my own rent. I'm able to pay my own rent. I've been coming to the Hay Center long enough to see 3 different buildings. I remember the one in Montrose area. I remember the one that was kind of like, looked a little bit like a warehouse. And then this is by far my favorite one. And I can see this building helping so many kids advance, as well as teach them the life skills that they need. Like me, many youth at my age, which was 16, 17, 18, they don't realize how valuable the Hay Center's resources are. My advice to my younger youth is to take advantage of everything they offer. Life might fail you with that hand, but foster care isn't the worst thing in the world. The Hay Center is here to support people like you and me, and my sister, who also went through the system, who are working hard to build better lives. Please join me in welcoming the Executive Director of Harris County's Resources for Children and Adults, Joelle Levine. The Hay Center is a program of Harris County's resources, and Mr. Levine has been a true champion for the Hay Center and our youth for young adults.
Thank you. I'm Joel Levine, Executive Director of Harris County Resources for Children and Adults. And what an incredible day. We gather to celebrate and dream fulfilled the opening of the Hay Center campus. And after 5 leases since 2005, this is truly a dream fulfilled. With 50 apartments and on-site wraparound services, this is more than a housing program. It is a promise to our youth that when they age out of foster care, It will not age out of support, stability, and opportunity. For many of the youth we serve, turning 18 has too often meant facing homelessness or couch surfing from place to place with no stable home to call their own. At this new campus, turning 18 will no longer mean becoming homeless. Instead, it will mark the beginning of a place to call home. That is the heart of what we are celebrating today. This month marks the 20th anniversary since the Hay Center began serving youth across Greater Houston. I was part of the team that wrote that grant in 2005. So this is truly a dream. The Hay Center is a program of Harris County resources for children and adults. And for 2 decades, we have worked to prepare young people for adulthood. Today, this campus assures that work continues with even greater impact. We would not be here without an extraordinary circle of partners. To our generous donors and community supporters, thank you for believing in this vision. To our Harris County partners and City of Houston partners, thank you for standing with us to make this campus possible. To our federal partners, your resources and support have been critical. And to Judge Lena Hidalgo and the members of Harris County Commissioners Court, thank you for your leadership and for championing our youth and their families. Finally, I want to recognize our staff, Katie, Victoria, Brianna Hale, and all the Hay Center staff. They raise their hands. I'm also going to say thank you to our former director, Mary Green, who convinced me that we could do this, and I trusted her and the staff, and that's what we ever did. And most of all, though, I want to thank the young people themselves. So thank you. The Hay Center mission, everything we do is done with our youth. They were with us every step of the way in this project. Thank you to our youth for your resilience, your voices, and your advocacy that shaped this campus from the ground up. Together, we have built more than just apartments. We have created a home. Today, we are going to cut the ribbon on more than a building. We're opening the door to a future of hope and opportunity for generations of youth to come. And I would like to acknowledge that we do have several resolutions that we will not read today, but they will be offered for display. First, from our House Human Services, Chair Lacey Hall of the House Human Services Committee. From our Harris County Precinct 3, Commissioner Tom Ramsey's office, and from Harris County Attorney's office, Kristen Henneke. So thank you all for joining us to celebrate this remarkable achievement. And it is a great honor now that I will introduce you to a true champion for our children, who's someone whose passion for our children is like none other. And we thank you, Judge, for your passion and your commitment to the children of Harris County. Judge Lena Hidalgo.
I almost forgot the most important part, which is the resolution we also had earlier. So thank you all so much for joining us this morning. And this is a true team effort. So I want to start by thanking, of course, Director Levine, Director Hale, and Victoria, who worked to build this over the years. Zach, you should run for office at some point. He's a very, very good speaker. And of course, the Hay Center Foundation, all these funds that were raised, private donors who contributed, the Brown Foundation, Powell Foundation, the Freeze Charitable Fund all contributed. I know Rick Spencer on the board helped with the capital campaign. to secure the land, the Fulton Foundation, Christie and Taylor Reed, Houston Bar Association that provided support for navigating the various legal complexities, and the Ashes Foundation, our outfitting of the gym, which is also just very exciting. And so what it tells you is just how much this issue and young people can bring our community together. And of course, this morning celebration as well, it's just the best reason to have a party to celebrate the great future that all of us are working on helping these youth build. Just a few years ago, we stood outside on a dirt patch. I want to say it was in that direction. And we broke ground on this project, and I remember we moved some dirt around with shovels. I can't believe now that has turned into this building and the next one. And as those buildings have come up, so have the opportunity for these youth. I was hearing earlier from one of the directors about the process throughout all of this. It has been many years of trying to figure out how to fund housing for these youth that we know, once they age out of foster care, are at a huge risk of homelessness. And now we have a program that is going to serve a huge chunk of the need. Until now, the Hay Center youth have never had one central campus to provide all the services they offer. So we talked with Zach about the 3 different places he visited. Now there will be one centralized place with the wraparound services for the foster care youth. Previously, we had off-site apartments, about 8 to 10 folks that could be housed once they aged out of the system. And 8 to 10, of course, is very important, but it's a limited number. Now we're going to be able to provide services to 50 youth aging out of foster care. Around $41 million that came together from the entire community to build this standalone campus. Harris County gave $32 million through a mix of grant funding, ARPA funds, and general fund. The grant funding came from the federal government and the state. And our state government representative, she actually reviewed our application. So you've seen this from a proposal to what we're standing in today. And of course, we have funding from the city of Houston, $5 million, private philanthropists, $4 million, and so on and so forth. $41 million is a huge chunk of change to invest in one initiative. It is not easy to get so many levels of government to come together and agree on that big of a number, but this brings us together because we all recognize there is so much that we need to do for the young people in our community. After all, they're not just our future, they're our present as well. Sometimes we take housing for granted, and we know there's a lot of housing instability. We've tackled homelessness, we continue to work on it, but one thing a lot of us didn't know is this, and I confess I learned this the day of the groundbreaking. According to the National Foster Youth Institute, about 20% of kids who age out of foster care become homeless after they turn 18 and age out of foster care. To put that in perspective, our region, Harris County as well as 12 other counties, has about 200 kids who age out of foster care every year. 20% of that number means 40 kids in our region at risk of becoming homeless on their 18th birthday. So when we talk about this campus housing 50 people for a year or more at a time, we are looking at truly a momentous difference. And that is why this is a special place. We are sitting in a special place. We're about to cut the ribbon in a special place, and today is the day for celebration. So the flip side of it, of course, is that housing instability causes an issue, but housing stability launches these youth into being able to pursue the future that they want, whether it be school, whether it be working, just being able to explore and thrive. for programs that help kids, especially the at-risk kids who need it more. And I could not be prouder and more grateful to everybody for helping this come together. I'm going to briefly repeat in Spanish, and then I'm going to present a quick resolution to Director Levine. And I saw a couple of people here that I recognize, Director Talcostas, Community Services Department, and Director Leah Barton with our Public Health Department. I saw Judge Liv Shapiro, who's a juvenile judge, and of course my colleagues will speak in a little bit, and it's wonderful to share the stage with you all. So, just briefly, hoy día es un día de celebración, estamos en un lugar muy especial. Son dos edificios que hemos podido crear, establecer a lo largo de los últimos 2-3 años, específicamente para apoyar a los jóvenes dentro del sistema de cuidado que cumplen los 18 años. Todos sabemos la importancia de tener un hogar. Sabemos lo que sucede cuando no hay esa estabilidad de dónde vivir. Pero se nos olvida, de repente no hemos sabido que en general, a través del país, 20% de los jóvenes dentro del sistema de cuidado que cumplen los 18 años terminan sin hogar. En la región hay alrededor de 200 jóvenes cada año que cumplen esos 18 años. 20% quiere decir que alrededor de 40 jóvenes tienen ese alto riesgo de vivir sin hogar después del cumpleaños de los 18 años. Para poner eso en perspectiva, este centro se llama el Hay Center y puede y va a apoyar y ofrecer vivienda a 50 jóvenes. O sea, es un número enorme, casi que cubre toda la necesidad, y es por eso que es tan importante esta iniciativa. Ha sido una colaboración entre donantes privados, fundaciones, inclusive los astros, el condado, la ciudad, el estado. Tenemos aquí líderes de ambos partidos, y eso indica lo importante que son los jóvenes, la juventud, los niños para todos nosotros. Entonces quiero agradecerle a todos los que trabajaron en esto. Es la primera vez en la historia del centro Hay Center en que tenemos no solamente el edificio con viviendas para niños, para 50 individuos, sino también un edificio que ofrece servicios para apoyar a los jóvenes a encontrar trabajo, poder estudiar, mantener una línea de crédito, etc. Entonces, bueno, lo dejo ahí. Nuevamente, muchas gracias a todos que han trabajado con nosotros en esto. Okay, so let me just briefly read the resolution, and we all received this beautiful key, so I wanted to also just show it off because I think it's just beautiful and very symbolic. So this is the resolution for Director Levine and really everybody at the Hay Center. The Hay Center is a program of Harris County Resources for children and adults. It is a lifeline for youth and young adults aging out of foster care. The Hay Center was founded in 2005 to address the concerning issue of youth aging out of foster care being susceptible to homelessness and unemployment. The Hay Center provides support services and resources such as life skills training, academic coaching, housing, college tours, and more to current and former foster youth. And the Hay is the Houston Alumni and Youth Center. The Hay Center campus combined public and private dollars to realize the vision of providing safe housing and wraparound services in a centralized location. Whereas the Hay Center campus embodies the vision of foster youth, turning their feedback from visioning sessions into a physical structure and bringing their desire for a place that represents home, empowerment, community, wellness, and security to fruition with every brick laid. Now, therefore, I, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, hereby declare August 22nd, 2025 as Hay Center Day in Harris County. Congratulations, y'all. Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you, Mr. Levine. Now we would like to welcome Harris have any, I apologize. Thank you, Judge Hidalgo. I would like to now welcome Commissioner Rodney Ellis. Commissioner Ellis' support allowed us to bring this campus to life. We are looking forward to going on a bike ride with him very soon.
Thank you. It truly does take a village to raise a child. And so first I want to thank all of you for being here. There are a lot of partners in this room that make this happen. Judge, out of all the things that you said, the one that struck me the most, and I want you to remember this, is that Harris County took about $2 million of general fund money. That means local money to pay this. We are so appreciative to our federal partners. The bulk of this money was federal money. Some of it came from the state, they played a key role to let us do this. And obviously from the city of Houston, but the bulk of it was federal money. And the key to what you said, Judge, about local money, is that it appears, unless things change, we just may not have as much money coming from our federal partners as we had in the past. It means that philanthropic money is so important. But you know, Zach, we love all our children, Zach, everyone. Back when I was in the legislature, we looked at challenges in our foster care system. Many people come from a system like the one you track with me. 10 middle schools, 8 high schools, a number of different families. And they had some kids that come in and talk to me. It's just heart-wrenching stories about what they went through. So they're trying to make them feel better. I said, you know, most of us, we all love our children, most of our children just show up. Those families that took you in chose you. That makes you very special. So today, Zachary, this event is all about you. And I'm so proud. He's an auto technician right now. So that means he tells you what's wrong with your car. And sometimes he has to tell you, you need to get a new car. But that great place is still in. Joe, look, we all have resolutions about what we did. And we want you to put all of these resolutions up. I want you to have more murals up. And that one really is so powerful. Just look behind it, it says it all. Wraparound services, case management, employment, education, mentoring, everything that the Hayes Center is about. So you put all of our resolutions on a special ego wall. You can pull them out when we come in. Especially but we're going to figure out how you can put some more murals on this wall to inspire these young people. Because this center makes the point. Every child matters. No matter what obstacles may come in your way, you two can make it. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Rodney Ellis. I appreciate that. It was a very nice dedication, especially since we all know that there are going to be many other youth that end up going through this as well. It is very unfortunate, but it is the way things are, and at least we're doing what we can to make sure it's better. Now, please welcome Houston City Council member for District 1, Joaquin Martinez, as a dedicated public servant. He is deeply committed to supporting and uplifting youth and strengthening our communities.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say, first and foremost, on behalf of my city council colleagues and the mayor of City Houston, Todd Whitmire, that we are also committed. We're honored to be here with you all as well. And I just want to highlight a little bit of my background, working with young folks for over 11 years. Understanding that young folks definitely need to have that stability, to have that support. Something like the Hayes Center is something that is truly needed, and not too far from here, about a half a mile away. We're able to have a river clinic for the Sunrise Lofts, and also having age-out foster housing as well. The city of Houston is committed to it. The $5 million that we have given is probably a drop in the bucket of the whole project. But at the end of the day, we want everyone to know that the city of Houston is also committed to housing affordability, but also for young folks in the city of Houston. I want to also give a quick shout out to some of our housing staff. We have Brian Biggs and Derek Seller. On behalf of Director Nichols as well, I want to say thank you for the work that you're doing. When we start looking at young folks and the need for life skills, for making sure there's workforce development, this is the home for that for these young individuals. And so, without further ado, I just want to say thank you to all the supporters of those that have given money, the Hay Foundation, Harris County for being great partners as well, to make sure that we are uplifting young folks first and foremost, but then also providing a really strong path for them to see success for themselves, but then success for our large community here in the city of Houston and Harris County. And so I'm honored, I'm excited about seeing the building come in. District 9, by the way, welcome. And quite frankly, just to know that we're going to be part of this succession plan for young folks in the city of Houston. So thank you, congratulations, and Zach, continue to do great things, man.
Thank you, Councilmember Martinez. It's very nice. I appreciate that as well. Everyone here has just been very great today. And it's nice to know that there is still a very, very abundant support system for foster care. I would like to now introduce Rivieras. I would now like to introduce Riviera, Senior Project Manager for the General Land Office. I'm so sorry. Your name is Doralicia Loves. Doralicia loves helping communities and families recover so they feel safe.
It's such an honor to be here with you guys. We've been doing this, I've been doing this for over 16 years. I have a partnership and long-standing relationship with the city and the county. And what you guys do is amazing things. When we came in February and had HUD come with us from Washington, they were blown away, and so was I. This is such a special project. It's an investment in our youth. It's an investment in our future. So on behalf of Don Buckingham, myself, the GLO team, all the little soldiers and persons, the county, the city staff, we all work together to make this happen. It's an honor again to be here. Thank you for having us.
Okay, and lastly, we just want to invite and just express our complete gratitude for the Hay Center Foundation, who's also celebrating 10 years this year. Their sole focus is allowing our team to create programming, to change programming based on our youth voice, to elevate what we do here to make sure that our youth needs are being met. And without the Hay Center Foundation, we just couldn't make that possible. Their support in not only this building, but every single program that we do is why the Hay Center continues to grow and why we're able to open a housing complex. So I'd like to introduce our Vice Chair, Linda Hester.
Thank you, Jenny. If you're on or have been on the Hay Center Foundation board, just give a quick wave so people can say thank you. If you're if you're interested in being a future member of the Hay Center board, it's a really cool group. If you want to help raise money, volunteer, and provide the advice and support that Katie was just talking about, talk to any one of us because we are looking to expand the board. From the beginning, the Hay Center Foundation has had a strategic dream of providing safe, stable housing options to the Hay Center's former foster youth. This dream took a step forward in 2019 when, through a chance meeting at a conference, the great Ensler architectural firm took on the project as an supervised intern project of designing a Hay Center campus. They did a concept design. The dream really got moving, and because we had that concept design, when Hurricane Harvey replacement funds, the federal funds that everybody's been talking about, became available, we were ready to go. At least it took a lot of work, but at least we had the design, so we could go and apply for those grant funds. We formed a public-private partnership, which you heard from a lot of the partners. There's more that are in this room today. It also took the philanthropy of our great Houston community, and then, as you know, the dedicated, tireless work of many individuals that put our dream into the high gear that brought us to this moment. Today, the Hayes Center Foundation's dream of a special place where former foster youth can be housed with ready access to the supportive services they need becomes a reality. On behalf of the Hayes Center Foundation Board, and here where it gets a little bit tricky because I started making notes while everybody was speaking. I don't want to leave anybody out, but here's the thank yous that I have. If I leave you out, I'm sorry. Just know the foundation is grateful. I want to thank Harris County, the city of Houston, the great state of Texas, the Hay Youth who contributed their passion and their thoughts and their guidance, to the Hay staff who worked unbelievable amounts of hours outside normal work hours, the foundation supporters, large and small, that allowed the seed money that was essential to this project, many other individuals and organizations whose effort and dedication bring us to opening this beautiful building where former foster youth will have access to housing, promoting in a major way their successful transition to stable adulthood. Thank you, everyone. I know you guys are going to come back. I know I'm the last speaker, so let's go get that ribbon cut and start getting kids into these houses.
Thank you. I would ask you now to join us as we cut the ribbon to our residential building.